Look at this!
No thanks, but have a look for yourself.
No, keep it away!
Hey friends, I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Welcome to Nostalgic, a new look for a brand new series celebrating He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the animated classic from the 80s, the one we grew up with, the one we fell in love with. This series will be sprinkled in among all the other 80s and 90s content here on the channel. So here's the deal. Rather than go into some sort of full breakdown mode and spend 20 to 30 minutes on each and every episode, I don't have the time. I know many of you don't have the time. We're gonna look at the top 5 moments. It's gonna be a fun way to look back, get in, get out, and get on with our day. It could be a single frame from an episode, it could be a funny moment, it could be an important part of the overall story, but in all likelihood, it's going to be something that we overlooked as kids and am now seeing as an adult. Of course, I'll give you a little bit of context, kind of give you the quick synopsis of each episode, and then we'll dive in. In this inaugural edition of Top 5 MOTU Moments, we're going to take a look at the very first episode to ever air, the Diamond Ray of Disappearance. That said, Time Warp, take us back to September of 1983.
And the Masters of the Universe.
It's our first animated introduction to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Not counting the lost Mattel commercial from a year prior, don't forget that. I made an in-depth video on it if you don't know what it's about. Be sure to check it out. So here's the cliff notes for this one. Skeletor has secured the Diamond Ray of Disappearance, which can make anything, well, disappear, sending them to an alternate dimension. He sends Trapjaw to lure the good guys out of the royal castle, giving him and the rest of his minions an opportunity to get inside, unopposed, and use that Diamond Ray on the King, Queen, Man-at-Arms, and Zor.
What happened at the palace?
Skeletor's taking over.
At Castle Grayskull, and looking extremely jacked from this low angle, He-Man uses the Window of Spirits to get some guidance from the sorceress.
You must crush the Diamond of Disappearance.
But he finds out if he looks at it for too long, he'll be banished to that alternate dimension as well. Meanwhile, Skeletor, of course, now has his sights set on Grayskull.
There it is, Castle Grayskull.
With the help of Ram Man, Stratos, and Teela, the evil forces of Skeletor are defeated, the diamond is destroyed, and He-Man's friends are freed. But I wonder, the big question is whether this poor guy made it back too. There were 13 moments that I jotted down in my notebook as I watched, and I've whittled them down to my top 5 for you. Let's get to the list.
Number 5.
Sky Sled Flyover. This is just a dope shot as Teela leads the Royal Guard into battle against Trapjaw. Definitely worthy of a Top Gun edit in the future.
Number 4.
Speaking of those sleds, the bad guys, they fly sky sleds too? This is why I'm rewatching the series with adult eyes. There's just so much I either don't remember or didn't realize all this time. I thought the sky sled was solely a good guy vehicle. The toy version, which you could only get as part of the battle ram, definitely was. And you know what? I found out it is only for the good guys. What Trapjaw is riding in the cartoon is a war sled, which is similar, but has a snake head as opposed to the Sky Sled's griffin head, as you can see in this side-by-side comparison. Now, unfortunately, Mattel never made a war sled toy in the 80s, although the folks at Toy Polloi made a custom version, which was pretty sweet to see. I've got a link in the description.
Number 3.
Did you hear that wonky edit? It's the only way I can describe it. Or maybe it's a glitch in the Matrix. This is during Prince Adam's mid-show transformation. And this is the only episode that you'll ever hear it. It's like they started the theme at the wrong time and had to edit in He-Man at the moment of his transformation. Let's compare it to the intro so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Now listen to this one. Now, I imagine this was likely due to this being the first produced episode and they were still working out the kinks.
Number 2.
Not so fast, Trapjaw.
2 for 1. First, for whatever reason, I thoroughly get a kick out of He-Man's smile when he deflects a shot from Trapjaw's energy bow. And this silhouetted shot of He-Man on Battle Cat about to enter Castle Grayskull is just perfect. I would pay a pretty penny for this animation cell. And finally,
Number 1.
Skeletor uses a magic battle axe instead of his signature Havoc Staff. In fact, it's the only time that we see the axe in the entire series. I don't recall a purple axe for Skeletor as far as the toys go, so I'd be willing to bet the folks at Filmation were trying it on for size before switching over to the more recognizable staff. Do you recall this episode? What were some of your favorite moments from the Diamond Ray of Disappearance? Need a refresher? I've got a link in the description to watch the entire episode, but when you're done, make sure to come back and comment. And power punch He-Man that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode and want to see more of this series in the future. And be sure to stick around after He-Man's life lesson for another MOTU video that I promise you'll enjoy. I'm Jimmy Gaddis. I'll see you next time.
In today's story, Skeletor was looking for a shortcut, a quick way to riches and power. You may know some people like that, always looking for the quick way to get ahead of everybody else. Well, it doesn't work that way. The people who succeed are the ones who work for what they want. So don't be fooled by those who say they have a sure thing. There's always a catch to it. Don't sell yourself short. The right way is the best way. Until later.